Hey there. Well, I'm still clean of weed and alcohol. It's been 21 days. The NA meetings have still been very helpful. The support and kindness and the sense of community is irreplaceable. There are several meetings a day, from the early morning to the evenings. I've been going to a meeting a day, and I plan on continuing that for quite a while. There are a couple of the meetings that I'm not as impressed with and probably won't go to again because some of the people there are inconsiderate, where they continually talk throughout the meetings. Not really loud talking, but when there are at least 6 people talking, it makes it so I can't hear people's actual shares unless they're talking really loud. To me, the main point of the meetings is to hear people's shares. The meetings with the most bikers in them seem to be the meetings that have the most inconsiderate people. Sure, when the bikers are sharing what they're going through, they speak loudly enough to be heard over the noise. Everyone else who speaks at a regular volume, not so much. Another problem at these same 2 meetings is when people bring their kids who are not well behaved, where the kids are constantly talking at regular or even loud volumes. And at one of the meetings, kids were doing constant somersaults and running around like a chicken with their head cut off. And some parents would give their kids these electronic devices that make as much noise as ringtones going off, even though people are supposed to silence their phones as to not be disruptive. Yeah, I want to hear people's shares. That's the main point of the meetings. But again, luckily there are several meetings a day, so I can simply avoid the noisy ones. I just had to learn which ones are noisy. Out of the ones I've went to, there are just 2 of them that are noisy. So all of that is still doing well. For the past several years, I would spend many of my late evenings going to video chats, usually on StreamYard, which are broadcast to YouTube. Many of them feature people getting drunk and high on weed, to the point where those streams revolve around people's usage of those things. Like people making it a point to bring their shot glass close to the camera and saying cheers. And then people saying things like, "Come on, have another shot." I can handle people doing that, as I have just had no significant desire to do weed or alcohol, especially not weed that makes me paranoid. And all I have to do when it comes to alcohol is think about how terrible it physically made me feel, as well as my liver, as well as when I black out and can't remember what I've done. And with these NA meetings, I feel that I would disappoint a community and my higher power if I were to relapse. So I stay strong. I must admit, though, that it is quite annoying, all the push in these particular video chats for people to do drugs. But I'm mainly finding that I just don't find the conversations in many of these places to be much fun anymore. It's mainly people getting stupid and then trying to have conversations that aren't much fun unless you're under the influence. Not all the video chats revolve around that sort of thing, though, and the ones that don't have still been pretty interesting to go to, but they're far less common. Unfortunately, the drug-oriented video chats also gave me a sense of community, and when I go to them far less, or maybe even not at all, I feel like I'm leaving a community. But at least I have the NA community. Again, it's extremely supportive and helpful, and I'm making friends who are not using. Just saying.